Am I the asshole here for refusing to close our marriage for the sake of our children? I, 27 male, would say that I'm a bit of an awkward guy. I think my outward appearance can be deceiving on that front. I do well in situations where there are well-established rules, like in work and business-related interactions. When it comes to romance, I feel like I fall a little flat. I talk too long about things that someone might not care about on first meeting. I ask too many questions, etc. My wife, 28 female, has been interested in opening up our relationship for a while. I was never against the idea, but she continually said she wanted me to try looking as well. I was happy just letting her have her own fun, but she said she only wanted to open things up if I was going out and meeting people too. And I did. Meet someone, that is. He, 31 male, is so everything. He's witty and so smart. He's got this biting sense of humor that I'm genuinely obsessed with. He's quiet and deliberate with his actions, and I'm just really overjoyed with the fact that I finally feel understood by someone. He seems to actually enjoy sex with me. Sex in new, inventive ways that I didn't even consider a possibility 6 months ago. But more than that, he seems to actually enjoy being with me, getting to know me as a person. My wife was having fun. I've gotten a lot of fulfillment out of this and gained a lot of confidence. That's why it was such a shock to me when she came to me and said that she wanted to close our marriage again. She said this was a temporary arrangement and she wanted to get serious about having children soon. Every time I think about agreeing to that, it feels like I'm losing something really important. Like I'm shutting down this significant piece of myself. I eventually told her no, I'm not interested in closing our relationship. Now she's accusing me of being selfish and not caring about our future children. Am I the asshole here? In the comments, Federal Rutabaga says, "What I took away from this is that you don't feel understood by even your wife, and she doesn't like to have sex with you. Pending further information, I would say that you guys are not meant for each other. Don't bring kids into this. Amicably separating before having kids is the kindest thing for the both of you." OP replies, "I don't necessarily think that my wife doesn't enjoy sex with me, but I don't come away from it feeling particularly good about myself. So it's not like I'm being berated or told that I'm not doing things right, but I'm also not getting much verbal feedback at all. On the other hand, sex with him makes me feel confident. I feel a new appreciation for my body afterwards. I'm not sure if that's totally bizarre. He verbalizes a lot more than she does. And then this is where I feel weird all over again, because comparing the two of them feels wrong and disrespectful." Someone else asks, "Does it feel wrong because it's disrespectful, or because you feel like you should feel one way and you don't? It seems to me that you may be feeling like your man is your man, but that you made a promise to your wife and you have to keep that, even though she's becoming less and less your woman. People change. And that's okay. Even if you were 100% in agreement with having an open relationship, things changed between the two of you when it started. To me, your words for your man drip with love and appreciation, but you only seem to have friendly affection for your wife. That's just what I'm reading. I'm not trying to say that's how you feel, it's just what I see." OP replies, "I'm not a jealous person at all. I would never have agreed to this arrangement if I was. That being said, there are times when I'm like, damn, I would very much like to make some sort of show of commitment to him that says, this is mine, do not approach to everyone else, which makes me feel a bit crazy to be honest." Someone asks if OP is interested in having a relationship with him, and OP replies, "We've never specifically talked about that. I've been reluctant to. It's nerve-wracking. We've had conversations about how crazy it is that things fell into place when we met. Like, whoa, suddenly you're one of the most important people in my life. Suddenly I have clothes and a toothbrush in your apartment, and I'm snoozing my alarm to stay in bed with you for a little longer. I've never been that type of person. Life is weird." Someone else asks, did OP know that he was attracted to men? OP says, "I knew I was attracted to men prior to this, but it wasn't something that I entertained as a real possibility. And then when I started entertaining it, I always saw myself in a different position than the one that I'm in now, if that makes sense. I had some preconceived notions that you can't be masculine and bottom, or that you can't be masculine and be taken care of, or be the little spoon. I've been proven wrong on many such occasions. I feel like we could spend hours talking about this one, and while it is all sunshine and rainbows currently, people are acting like limerence isn't a thing right now. I'm gonna guess that you started with a pretty stable and solid life with your wife and things were going really well there. Enough so that you guys were like, this is solid enough that we can have kids and this will be a good idea. But before that, let's explore sexually. At that point in time, you and your wife had like pretty solid long-term potential. Now that you've opened up the relationship and are exploring your sexuality some more, you've found someone that you have limerence with, right? And it is skewing your perception of reality. Do you actually have long-term potential with this person? Is it worth throwing away a marriage that right now you don't feel good about because you're comparing it to this situation that you're in with this man? I don't know, but it looks like this is headed down a path where you're going to separate from your wife, either amicably or not amicably by the sounds of it, because you refuse to close the relationship up and work on that first. I don't think you can have your cake and eat it too in this situation. You need to choose one or the other, and you're going to cause hurt either way. I'm all for living your best life, but this became very sticky very fast. Especially given the fact that it looks like she was very happy with the open marriage arrangement while it suited her needs, but now that you are getting validated and getting more confident from someone else, suddenly it's a problem and she wants to close the marriage again. As I said, we can assume and dig into so many things here. To me, it just feels like we're headed towards divorce very quickly. And now, onto the update, 5 days later. So the last few days have been really emotionally exhausting. The first question that I had to sit with was not whether I'd be happier in a relationship with my new partner, it was, would I be happier without my wife? I never wanted to go into this conversation with him feeling like this was a one or the other situation. Talking to him without a decision being made would feel disingenuous. It would be a dick move to everyone involved. Like if he said no, then I had my wife waiting in the wings. To me, that says neither relationship really mattered to me. I just want to be with someone. In my mind, there were only two options for how things would go when we spoke. I would either be ending things with him for my marriage, or I would be ending things with my wife. There was no taking a leap of faith and then crawling back to her with my tail between my legs. The conclusion I came to is that I'm just not fulfilled in my marriage. I'm also having these complicated feelings, kind of cycling through anger at her opening our marriage at all and pulling me out of my comfort zone, while also feeling so grateful for what it's taught me. A common theme in the comments on my last post was, once the door has been opened, it can't be closed. And that's true. I can't go back to not knowing how it felt to be understood and listened to. I can't unknow this feeling of trust. So I told her that I'm unhappy and that I'm going to be looking into separation options. I had a conversation with my guy, and it went really well. I was just open and honest with him about how I feel, that he gives me things that I've never had and never knew that I could have. He said some really sweet things that are just for me and not for the internet. There is no well-rounded end to this story yet. I have a lot more conversations to have. There's also so much more that I want to say, so many emotions that I would like to get down into words, but this is already very long. I just wanted to come on and give a little update for those of you who were wondering. In the comments, thanks for the update. I'm glad you took time to reflect, and I'm glad you're not going to close up the marriage and simply be unhappy for the rest of your life. What was your wife's reaction? I always wonder what the partner who asked for this really thinks the outcome will be when it seems clear from the outside that it's always a selfish, I want more attention from other people, that turns into, wait, I'm jealous my partner is getting fulfillment from someone besides me. OP replies, it wasn't a positive reaction. Lots of talking about how I made a commitment to her and that I was throwing that away for someone else. I just kept reiterating that it wasn't about him, it was about me. How I feel and how she makes me feel. That still hasn't gotten through to her. Another commenter says, glad to read that you are prioritizing your own feelings and wants. Even gladder to read that you're having or planning a lot of conversations. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you as you navigate this new chapter. And OP says, thank you. The conversations I've already had feel like perfect encapsulations of both relationships. One made me feel validated and understood, the other made me feel like she was hell-bent on misinterpreting what I was saying. I just feel safe with him. OP responds to a comment on how he should have discussed his feelings with his wife when she asked to open the relationship and his confidence with the whole thing. OP says, I've never encouraged anyone to attack her. I've answered people's questions about my dynamic with her versus my other partner. I came here looking for advice, but mostly this has been helpful in forcing me to verbalize my thoughts. It's forced me to give words to all of the things that I've been feeling for a while. I also think I don't agree with a lot of the limerence and infatuation crowd. I'm not a relationship hopper. I also don't consider myself polyamorous. I said this in another comment on my original post. It's a concept that I was participating in, not something that I see as a part of my identity. This is not me getting swept away in some passing fling. It is me realizing that I wasn't getting what I needed and that I like this confident version of myself more, a version that my wife seems to dislike. This is about me, not about him. That's something that I've tried to explain to my wife as well. Tack Wombat says, it's a good thing that he figured this out before children were added to the equation and decided to separate from his wife. From the title of the post, I thought they already had kids. Oh my god, my exact train of thought. Went in going like, oh boy, here we go. And on that note, I kind of agree with the wife that, in theory, if they were going to have kids, sorting out the open relationship part and moving back to a closed relationship does sound like probably a better or less confusing situation for kids. I guess he could have always gone over to an open marriage sub to figure out how to do that with kids, but I'm glad that he figured out that he wanted the separation after realizing he wasn't happy with his wife. Ah, my friend, seems you've not read the one about the House of Four Friends. Like, is it the one where they added an extra dude who's probably a father of like maybe one or two of the multiple kids in the house, but the main guy who owns the house kinda doesn't like him that much, and his main partner and wife wanted to have another kid, specifically with that extra add-on guy because of fairness, but that would also mean specifically limiting the main guy's relationship with his own wife during that trying period. I remember that story, and I remember everyone in the comments being like, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. What the hell is going on here? That was a fun one. That was an odd but fun story. Princess Ferocious says, love to see someone in this position making themselves face, do I want to be in this marriage, instead of current partner or other partner as the key question. Yeah, that was surprisingly insightful for this sort of story that ends up on this sub. This is one of the best benefits that polyamory forces people to reckon with. A lot of people stay in relationships because of inertia or fear of loneliness, and when one person has the opportunity to see their worth reflected back, it either forces people to step up or get out of the unfulfilling relationship. I love it because the people who are with me because they want to be, not because they don't want to bother finding someone else. I think my take, and I would hope that it's the common sense take, is that most relationships can't survive being opened up. Because, everyone is like, ooh, the grass is greener over there. But if you start with a dead patch of grass like OP is in, and someone starts giving you back the affection that you give to your partner, of course you're not going to want to go back to your dead patch of grass. I'm glad that putting this story out into the world helped OP verbalize their thoughts, and as they said, forced them to give words to all of the things that they've been feeling for a while. I hope they come back with another update in the future telling us how well everything goes after the separation, because we all know how messy that can get in situations like this. Good luck, OP, and thanks for the story. Our next post is by user ThrowRA Sleep Time, and it's titled, I, 25 female, begged my partner, 28 male, for an open relationship, and 8 months in, he left. Sorry, guys, I couldn't help myself. This is too good. 8 months ago, I asked my partner for an open relationship as I got bored with him. Nothing wrong, but he just didn't excite me much. And he agreed. But he proceeded to tell me that there's a catch. If he catches feelings for a partner, then he's going to leave me for her. And that's exactly what happened, and I want him back in my arms. He left me for his new partner, 28 to 29-ish female. What can I do to win back the love of my life? In the comments, Darkened Skies 5 says, "Not gonna lie, that's the ultimate reverse card for this situation. Big ups your ex." OP asks, "Really?" Yes, really. You played yourself. He didn't excite you, so you asked for an open relationship, and now you want him back when he caught feelings for someone else while in the open relationship that you asked for in the first place. You only have yourself to blame for this one. You should stay single for a while and grow up. OP says, "I don't want to be single. I want to prove to my boyfriend that I can be better now." Hopeful Cranberry says, "It sounds like he warned you clearly that he didn't want an open relationship and would use the opening of yours as a chance to meet new people to move on with, and you ignored him. There's really no fixing this situation without a time machine." Well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of your own actions. OP sowing? Ha ha ha, yes, hell yeah. OP reaping? Well, this fucking sucks, what the hell? OP says, "Why do you wait 8 months to leave me then?" OK Very Much replies, "It can take time to develop feelings, like, why does the time matter? Whether it was 8 days or 8 months, he told you the risks." Guys, I love open relationship stories, they're so good. And now, onto the first update. Probably nobody asked for this, but here's an update. I was kicked out of his house last Sunday. That's 6 days ago now, and I excruciatingly miss him. I will do anything to get him to return to me, but he looks happy on social media with his new partner that I'm pretty sure he was cheating on me with. Okay, definitely didn't expect you to attack him with that one. Anyways, I tried calling him. No answer. I saw him in public, and he pretended to not even know who the hell I was. He won't acknowledge my existence, so I went to our former place just to talk, and things got hostile. His new girlfriend hates me for some reason. I didn't even know her, and she proceeded to try and attack me while he tried to split us up and get me out the door. When he had his back turned, she maced me, and now he's trying to file a restraining order on me. The hell did I do wrong? She attacked me and pepper sprayed me. How can I convince him that he's dating a psychopath? In the comments, Kooky Nectarine says, "Correction, he was dating a psycho. Lol, leave that man alone. Learn from your mess up and do better next time." OP says, "Referring to me? Duh. You brought this all on yourself. He didn't cheat on you. You asked for an open relationship, and this is the result. He dumped you for someone that loves and respects him. The only course of action you have open to you now is to walk away and get therapy." And OP says, "I'm in therapy already." Well, then you need to find a better therapist because this one's not working. And now, onto the second update, 7 days later. Well, this will probably be the last update. The restraining order has been filed, and I'm not allowed within 100 feet of my ex Harry and his new girlfriend Jess. I'm planning to move back to my home in Arizona and start over. They're happy, and I just want to find peace within myself. Thanks for everyone's advice and opinions. Yes, I was already in therapy, and am still in therapy. Please, anyone my age or younger, listen to my advice. TikTok is not cool. Please delete it. It's done me nothing but harm, and other people's stupidity can really poison your minds. I am living proof. Thank you, and take care. In the comments, WTF is this weird bullshit says, well, to recap, you wanted an open relationship, he said yes, but told you if he felt a connection with someone else, then he would do the right thing and break off your relationship rather than have an emotional affair. You agreed. He felt a connection with someone and realized that you're insane. He was upfront with you that he wanted to end things. You blame wanting the open relationship on your ADHD because you were bored. You then try to claim that he cheated when you're the one that wanted the open relationship. You went to his house to start a fight, you wouldn't leave their place, and she rightfully maced you to make you leave. You call her psycho even though you're the one that harassed them constantly. And you think he was wrong for getting a restraining order against you, even though you're the aggressor, and you're now blaming TikTok for your actions. Did that sum it all up? Old Sack of Beef says, this all started because TikTok told you to open up your relationship? Honestly though, I hope you're able to build yourself a solid mental foundation before falling into another relationship. And a deleted comment says, she would not even see anything on it if she herself was not actively searching for information about open relationships. The idea was already in her mind before evil TikTok sent her all of those supposed brainwashing videos on open relationships. I use TikTok, and I've never seen one open relationship video pop up on me. I see plenty of makeup, fitness, paranormal, metaphysical, and wedding ideas, which is because the algorithm picked up on my interests. Anyone that is that impressionable in their late 20s that would use TikTok for their life's most important choices is someone whose maturity is quite stunted and probably should not be on the internet. And 2 years later, OP comes with a final update titled, I hate this, I am still suffering 2 years later. So it's been 2 years. I've tried to stay offline and live my life, but my ex and his now wife find new ways to live in my head rent-free. I wanted an open relationship, so what? You don't just string me along for 8 months, get some new girl who you met through me, and then marry her. This isn't fair. She's living in my home with something that should be my husband, and she's been renewing the restraining order ever since it first expired. And I know he's gonna keep doing it, because for reasons beyond my knowledge, the man hates me. FML. In the comments, Last Invictus says, was he visibly happy when you wanted to open up the relationship? If he wasn't, you were making plans to date while he was making plans for his future and his dignity. Oh my god, she posted that last update on r/surviving infidelity. I can't deal with her. Me when I'm in a contest of delusions and OP is my opponent. The fact that she knows where they live and stalks their social media shows that he's right to keep that restraining order updated. She hasn't learnt a thing and won't. Because why should she learn from this? It's everyone else's fault. Her actions were above reproach. Yeah, dude, he's such a boring loser that she has to stalk him and has been stalking him for 2 years straight because he's so boring. This would feel fake because she can't possibly be this delusional except for the fact that I have 2 ex-girlfriends that are exactly this delusional. They both still to this day stalk my Reddit account too. Hi Courtney and Felicia, you dumb delusional ass beers. Guys, this story is the perfect example of you can't reason with the unreasonable. And I'm glad we're finally getting some solid female representation in Delusion Land. I genuinely don't think this is a fake account. I don't think this is a fake story. I myself have seen delusion like this in real life. So thank you, OP, for posting this story and letting it live forever on the internet. That was very much entertaining. I hope it all goes well for you. It doesn't sound like it will, but keep posting. I need to know more tea. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to end today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.